Not a lot of home games in the month of July, but right now the Houston Astros are enjoying a weekend series. This will be the middle game of a 3-game set, then back out on the road tonight. Justin Verlander will be on the mound against the Texas Rangers. The Rangers winning last night to snap an 8-game losing streak to the Houston Astros. JB will try and get it turned around tonight. Hi everybody, welcome to a night of Astros baseball. I'm Todd Callis alongside Jeff Blum. This series, Blummer did not start out the way the Astros hoped, losing 11-2. With that guy we just saw on the mound. That's a nice tonic to what ailed them last night.
Yeah, the offense has been scuffling of late. Here at home, it's been a little bit tougher for them to get runs, but it's always nice when you're on a little bit of a skid to have a guy like Justin Verlander going out there for you.
And with JV on the mound, he's looking for some offensive support. That hasn't always been the case for the Astros at home.
Yeah, and here are the splits that we keep talking about. At home, 4.4 runs per game. On the road, it jumps to 5.6. The home runs at 68. These guys, for whatever reason, see the ball better, drive the ball better when they're on the road. Here at home, it's a little bit different stories. The gaps get shortened a little bit, so the doubles are hard to come by, but you still expect the Astros to be able to jump the ball out of this ballpark and help out their pitching staff.
This pitching performance powered by Kubota. Justin Verlander against the Rangers here at Minute Maid Park.
Yeah, and I think his stuff just matches up well overall against the Texas Rangers. We talk about that four-seam fastball that you're seeing right there. He does a good job of getting effective pitches in the zone early to get ahead, and then he goes to the power breaking ball late. We always talk about the high spin rates to be able to create that swing and miss, but this is a Texas Rangers team that does a ton of swings and misses. They are number one in all of baseball with 997 strikeouts. Expect them to get over 1,000 tonight.
Justin Verlander in his illustrious career, just too shy of 200 wins, has very good numbers against teams within the AL West.
And that might be part of the reason why he became an Astro. Not only was he a necessary fit in this rotation, he's got great numbers within the division. And we know in order for the Astros to get to the playoffs and be in a good position in the playoffs, you've got to win within the division. And that's exactly what Justin Verlander does.
While the offense struggled last night, one guy who did not, Evan Gattis, he had 3 of the team's 5 hits, also scored both of their runs. He'll try and be a spark again tonight as the Astros take on the Rangers. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Volkswagen. On the hill tonight for the Houston Astros, Justin Verlander. He has been phenomenal, especially against the AL West. More on that with Julia Morales right around the corner.
Saturday night in July, the Astros trying to get back on track against the Texas Rangers, and they'll do it behind Justin Verlander, who's 2 wins shy of his 200th career win. He is 35 years young, and if you've been watching him lately, you would think he is in his prime, because he is. He just had the best first half of a season in his entire career, and he's not slowing down, looking to have the best year as well. And there's been a lot of good seasons when it comes to the Houston Astros, and their pitching. Justin Verlander looking up to some of those guys as well. But in the history of the Astros, Justin Verlander, he's been putting his name in the records books along with guys like Nolan Ryan, who had a pretty sensational career here in the Astros uniform. Another guy, Roger Clemens. They had some great seasons, and when you look at their best seasons and what Justin Verlander has done so far, it's really fun to compare. Our Best in Texas Power pitcher presented to you by your local Ford dealers. Let's take a look at those seasons I was mentioning. 1981, it was shortened due to the strike. Roger Clemens was 2005, and then this is 2018 for Justin Verlander here. When you look at these numbers across the board, strikeouts, Justin Verlander has these guys. He's already at 183 as he's climbing up that record, or that in the record books for Major League Baseball. But the walk rate for him is down as well. Just the innings a little bit different for Nolan there. Pretty impressive that all these guys, 34 years old, 42 years old, 35 years old, or should I say young. These guys pitching well into their later 30s and 40s for some of them. We'll see how Justin Verlander's career ends, but already has been so good, especially in this Astros uniform, as he tries to get a win here today, getting closer to that 200 career win mark as well, TK.
Yeah, almost there. 198, 2 to go. He's also moving up the charts in the strikeout department as well, just one shy of 2,600 in his career. Justin Verlander takes the field here at Minute Maid Park in front of another big weekend crowd, and he'll make his 23rd start of the season, Plummer.
Yeah, it's crazy to think 3 or 4 more runs throughout the course of some of those starts. He might be going for 202, 203 as far as wins are concerned, but here inching towards it. But the career numbers are phenomenal, and the season numbers are phenomenal for Justin Verlander, making that 23rd start in 143 2/3 innings pitched so far this season. He has 183 strikeouts, Another good number is he's only given up 96 hits in those innings pitched, and that's why that opponent batting average is at 186.
Verlander has great numbers against the Rangers, as we showed you a little while ago, especially this year. Just 13 hits allowed in 26 innings. And here's the lineup he will face tonight for the Rangers and Jeff Bannister. Shin-Soo Choo will lead things off. He's the DH. Rougned Odor bats second and plays second. Elvis Andrus, the shortstop, hits third. Adrian Beltre, coming off a 3-hit night last night, bats cleanup and plays third base. Joey Gallo is in right field. Ronald Guzman bats sixth at first base. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa catches tonight. He'll bat seventh. Willie Calhoun, the left fielder, and Carlos Tocci is in center. Defensively for the Astros, behind Justin Verlander, Kyle Tucker gets the start in left field. George Springer back in center, and Josh Reddick is in right. Another night off for Jose Altuve, who missed his first game of the year last night. That means Marwin Gonzalez is at second. That shifts Alex Bregman over to short. And J.D. Davis starts at third base. Yuli Gurriel at first, and Max Stassi behind the plate. Astros had won 8 straight against the Rangers before last night. That was their longest winning streak in this intrastate rivalry through the years. But then the Rangers, with 3 home runs and a comfortable 11-2 win in last night's game. The Astros, however, did not lose any ground in the AL West to either the Mariners or the Oakland A's. They both lost. The Astros start the night 5 games ahead of Seattle and 6 games ahead of Oakland in the American League Western Division. Tonight, game 106 of the season. And for Justin Verlander, start number 23. Didn't have much of a time off with the All-Star break, as he pitched the final game going into the break and then pitched the second game coming out of the break. Now his second start post All-Star break, and he starts it off with a fastball for a swing and a miss. And he has really been heavy on the fastball the last couple of starts.
A couple of starts ago, he threw about 17 or 18 in a row. But that's what you like about Justin Verlander. If you have an opportunity to be challenged by JV, he's going to come right after you with that fastball.
After getting ahead 0-1. Nice little slider in there for a strike. It's 0-2. Choo has been down in the count before to Justin Verlander. He has 76 career at-bats against JV and has struck out 33 of those times. Called third strike, and that is strikeout number 2,600 in Justin Verlander's career. 26 pitchers have reached 2,600 strikeouts in Major League history.
Tom Glavine next on that list, but the MD Anderson strike zone shows you exactly where he was going with intent and got it. 96 down and in. Here's a look at the list. 2,600, like Todd just said, for Justin Verlander, creeping up on Tom Glavine.
Got a chance to catch Glavine and move into the top 25 and maybe even move up 2 spots tonight with a big strikeout game. He's coming off back-to-back games where he struck out 12 Tigers before the All-Star break and then 11 Angels coming out of the break.
5 starts as an Astro against Texas. He has 43 strikeouts.
And he's quickly ahead of Rougned Odor, 0-2. Rougned back in the lineup tonight, did not play last night. Probably wishes that could have been reversed because he has not enjoyed facing Justin Verlander in his career. He's just 1 for 23. But he has been hitting well lately, reaching 14 straight games and hitting .387 his last 8 games. Up the middle, and that is a base hit into center field on an 0-2 pitch. Odor continues hitting well. He's reached base now in 15 straight.
Pretty good piece of hitting on a curveball. Pops up out of the hand, catches the middle part of the zone, goes back up the middle with it. On our Mattress Firm Supermo, you can see a slight hesitation as he recognized that curveball staying in the zone. And usually a high swing and miss guy, Rougned Odor, punches this one back up the middle.
Now Verlander will face Elvis Andrus. Andrus, as opposed to Odor, has good numbers in his career against Verlander. Elvis, a .341 hitter against Verlander. Currently riding a 9-game hitting streak. Verlander starting out all 3 hitters so far tonight with a fastball. Last game he started out the Los Angeles Angels with 22 of 24 first pitch fastballs. So he has really gone to the fastball a lot his last 2 starts. His highest percentage of fastballs used as an Astro. Going back to his acquisition last year, that's 5 starts last year plus the postseason and 22 more starts this year. He has relied heaviest on the fastball in his last 2 starts. Runner on the go. The throw by Stassi is in time. Out at second base is Rougned Odor. Marwin Gonzalez applying the tag.
Nicely done by Max, staying with that pitch. Rougned peeking in, a little bit of a run and hit, seeing the action. High throw, but Marwin picks him up. That ball's in the dirt, but a nice pick and throw by Max Stassi.
Odor thrown out for the 8th time this year. He's 9 for 17 in stolen bases.
Stassi has now thrown out 10 base runners.
Now 2-2 count. Max getting the start in back-to-back games here. Also started the 2 games in Colorado, so that's 4 in a row. He should get an off day tomorrow with Martin Maldonado anticipated to get his first start as an Astro.
It'll be interesting to see how Maldonado handles it. He was the everyday guy for the Angels.
Not hit hard by Andrus, but finds its way into the outfield. So back-to-back hits by Odor and Andrus. Odor thrown out trying to steal. Now a runner on first with 2 outs.
And I don't mean that in a derogatory way towards Maldonado. Catching every day and working with that rotation that they had in Anaheim, there was a lot of transition, guys moving in and out of that rotation. Seemed like a lot of effort for Maldonado to play in those games for Anaheim. Now he's going to get a little bit of rest, a little bit better rotation to be working with. Maybe can focus a little bit more on that hitting and provide some big hits along with that great arm that he has.
Well, he was never the #1 guy in Milwaukee when he was there, and all of a sudden he's now started more games the last 2 seasons than any other catcher in baseball. Played for a catcher in Anaheim and Mike Scioscia, now playing for a catcher here in Houston and A.J. Hinch. But I think Scioscia leaned on him a lot, and it may have impacted his numbers last year towards the end of the season because he did not have good late season numbers.
And it's the first time he played a full season, so a little wear and tear, lose those legs in the batter's box. Sometimes it can affect your swing.
Last start against the Angels, 72.8% fastball.
Notice that too. Heavy.
And Maldonado will eventually work his way and cycle through this rotation, but it's not easy to be traded mid-season as a catcher to a new organization, especially with a rotation as veteran as this one is. Charlie Morton's been around for a while. Justin Verlander approaching 200 wins. Dallas Keuchel, Charlie Morton, or Gary Cole rather, and even Lance McCullers. Even though he's young, he's got a few seasons under his belt. Verlander started to head to the dugout. He thought he may have had a strikeout on the 0-2 pitch.
I thought that pitch was in the zone, and I also thought that Beltre swung at it. Turbo slider down the zone, catches the entire bottom portion of the plate. You know you're nasty when you lock up the umpire.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't happen.
Especially with Beltre. He's got enough hits in his career. He doesn't need to work with 4 strikes.
Good point.
coming in with 3,125 hits. No active player has more hits than Adrian Beltre, and he's currently moving up towards Tony Gwynn's total. Beltre 19th overall on the all-time hit list. Added 3 to that total last night in a 3-for-5 performance. Adrian's been hot lately, 8 for his last 14. Goes down this time. Stassi will apply the tag if Beltre decides to run. They're kind of in a stare down. And who wins?
I like it, Max. Stay with it. Stay with it.
The stare down is won by Stassi, and the inning's over.
Make the call.
We head to the bottom of the first. Southwest Airlines. George Springer back at the top in center field, followed by Alex Bregman. He's at short tonight. Josh Reddick hits third. Yuli Gurriel, the cleanup hitter. Evan Gattis had the big night last night, the only one in this offense. Marwin Gonzalez bat 6. J.D. Davis back at third base. Max Stassi behind the plate, and Kyle Tucker gets a start in left. Tucker will bat 9th.
Ariel Jurado going for the Texas Rangers. Right-hander made his debut on the 19th and lost to the Chicago White Sox. He is a fastball, curveball, slider, changeup guy, averaging 91 miles an hour on the fastball. Not a high strikeout guy. Got himself a bit of a nickname, I think you were telling me about, Todd.
Bartolito. That's what he wore for their Players Weekend. Frisco, the Rough Riders, the minor league AA level for the Rangers. So Little Bartolo.
Is that an oxymoron?
Yeah, get a little way. It definitely would be. But he's a guy who has really thrown a lot of strikes in the minor leagues, but doesn't strike out a whole lot. Very similar to the starter we saw last night, Yamani Gallardo, in terms of his strikeout number.
Yeah, the Astros had a tough time squaring up Gallardo last night, amazingly at 92 miles an hour. But Jurado is going out there with a little arm side run. There's the slider. So it's going to be a little bit of in and out to right-handed hitters.
In that first start against the White Sox, all the damage was done by Chicago in 1 inning. And Springer fouls one away. It's 1-2. So we've got two distinctly different starting pitchers in terms of experience. One guy's thrown and started over 400 games in his career, Justin Verlander. The 22-year-old from Panama, Jurado, making his second big league start. Springer tries to hold up and does, says Hunter Wendelstedt. It's 2-2.
You can see that curveball's a little more of a slurve action to it. Not that traditional north to south break on it. Kind of goes across the plate.
George with an extended at bat here, his first time up, already 7 pitches in. Springer since the All-Star break, a couple of home runs and 8 runs batted in. George went 2 for 2 in the All-Star game with a home run. Swing and a miss. Jurado gets Springer on strikes for the first out.
Got up to 94 on that running fastball down and in.
Jurado at the minor league level averaged about 5 strikeouts per 9 as Alex Bregman digs in. Bregman carrying a 28-game on-base streak. Did not have a hit last night, but did reach with a walk. Want to know the count to Alex. And on the hands, it's 2-0. Alcala spent the season at AA Frisco with the exception of that one start against the White Sox on May 19th. 16 starts for the Rough Riders, 5-3, a 3.28 ERA. This one headed foul. A couple of starts ago, the 22-year-old faced Corpus Christi, the Astros AA affiliate. That game was at Corpus. He was actually matched up against the guy who was just traded to the Minnesota Twins, Jorge Alcala, was the starting pitcher for the Hooks that night. And there's another Astros tie-in in that game. Ground ball towards short. Andrews backhands, throws in the dirt. Nice pick by Guzman. And there's 2 away. Minute Maid Park offers a variety of premium seat opportunities at every Astros game. Host clients or celebrate a special occasion with club or suite level seats for any group size. Visit astros.com/suites or call 1-877-9-ASTROS to reserve your luxury suite today. Strikeout and a ground out, 2 outs, bases cleared. Here's Josh Reddick. Other Astros tie into that game against Corpus Christi was that Frisco starter was Jurado, and after he came out of the game, he was relieved by Anthony Gose, who's now in the Rangers organization. We saw the lefty Gose in the Astros minor league system trying to convert from an outfielder to a pitcher, and now pitching for the Rangers at the AA level. Jurado behind in the count, 3-0 to Josh Reddick. Josh takes a strike. Up the middle, speared by Jurado on one hop, and he will underhand it to Guzman. A 1-2-3 start in his second major league outing.
help you prepare for a new ballpark. And Josh Reddick gives back to his hometown. All that and more on Astros Bases Loaded after the game, only on AT&T Sportsnet.
Saw you and Ash and Julie up on Grande today, pre-game.
Yeah, we had a good time talking about different ballparks around the league and how to adjust to them when you get in there. Yeah, it was nice of Julia to give us some airtime.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Starting early tonight.
I know. Well, you were busy that day, I think. And we were happy to lend a hand.
No, we wanted to hear from you. You were the expert.
Oh, come on. I appreciate you saying that.
Speaking of which, I've asked you about this before at this stadium with the sun shining on the infield. You said it's not that bad a backdrop here, even with the sun coming through the windows. Of
course, I played with Tal's Hill, so it's a little bit different. I haven't had a chance to see a pitch with this batter's eye since Tal's Hill is gone. But the shadows never really affected us. We played 3 o'clock games. We played 6 o'clock games here. The shadows were never really that big of a deal.
Gallo on the 0-2 pitch, fouls one back.
StatCast AI, powered by AWS, is going to show you where all of the defense is playing against Joey Gallo. That's J.D. Davis, the third baseman, wandering over, getting closer and closer to Alex, but it doesn't look like he wants him anywhere near him.
The old 4-man on the right side of the infield. Down it in. It's 1-2. Alex is still talking to him. He said, "Hey, you stay in your lane."
He just kept wandering away from him. He's like, "What are you doing?"
It's never, as an infielder, that can't be comfortable to have that many people that close to you.
No, it's not a traditional lineup at all. I mean, these guys are rangy and athletic enough that their range is overlapping each other right now. That's where sometimes the issue can come in a little bit.
Swing and a miss. Justin says we don't need a shift when he doesn't put the ball in play, and he's able to strike out Gallo. That's 3 strikeouts for Verlander, the first 4 outs.
Curveball down and in. That's where he likes to go with it, and that's where Joey Gallo has issues. Big, tall guy, tough to get down that far in the zone. 1,000 strikeouts for the Texas Rangers this season. They were tied with the San Diego Padres, who play later tonight on the West Coast.
Here is Ronald Guzman. Well, it is a game that has really, in the last few years, ramped up in home runs and in strikeouts, and this Texas team is kind of the poster child of all those true outcomes, if you will. Guzman misses the high heat at 96. It's 0-2.
Yeah, the true outcome is interesting, but it doesn't drive in runs, especially in Joey Gallo's case. The 25 home runs, which are 8th in the American League, but only 56 RBIs.
One to 2 the count. Verlander worked on 5 days rest coming out of the All-Star break. We mentioned he pitched the last game here against the Tigers. That was a very unusual game. He struck out a dozen in his first matchup against his former team, but they also hit 4 home runs against Verlander, as he allowed an Astros high 6 runs in that game. Now the count's 3-2 on Guzman. Then pitched on 5 days rest coming out of the All-Star break, and now he's pitching on 6 days rest, as the Astros had a couple of days off since his last outing, one in Colorado and one here before the homestand. 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss, 97. Verlander with 4 strikeouts.
You face teams as a hitter that you know you have good numbers off of, and you dig in with a different idea of what you're going to do in that game. And I think that's how Justin Verlander feels right now when he faces the Texas Rangers. He's seen the strikeout numbers that he can put up against them, and he likes going out there, and he is very aggressive in the zone right now.
Another first pitch fastball, another strike. 6 of the first 7 hitters. Verlander has started out with a fastball. And it's 1-1. And all 7 have been first pitch strikes. Ball hit well to left field, and for the second straight night, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa has hit a home run. Falefa came into this series with 2 home runs on the year, and now he has doubled that total in the first 2 games of this series.
Jumped on a Verlander fastball and launched it. I guess we can say here in the first 2 games of this series, even though this is his first at bat in the second game, he's kind of dialed in right now. Compact swing, getting to that heater, just turned it around. That was a slider at 88. Right down the middle.
Kiner-Falefa was not supposed to play in last night's game. Ended up with a 4-hit, 2 RBI game. And then tonight, behind the plate as a catcher, and hits a home run for the 1-0 Texas lead. Here's Willie Calhoun with a 1-1 count. Late swing, it's 1-2.
17th home run that Verlander has given up this season.
Swing and a miss. Verlander ends up striking out 3 in the inning, but in between, a home run gives the Rangers a 1-0 lead.
Remember, you can find us on Twitter at ATT Sportsnet SW. Today we ask, what do you predict the Astros will do as we approach the non-waiver trade deadline? At least 1 more trade, 2 or more trades, or the Astros are done. It's been an interesting weekend so far around the league, but this clubhouse even looks a little different already, guys.
How has it been with the new guys in there?
Well, it's a good group to join. If you're looking for a fun team, the Astros are one of them. Very welcoming. It's a comfortable group anyway, so easy for those guys to just kind of find their place. Martin Maldonado, not knowing a ton of guys, but Alex Cintron, the first base coach, and him go way back. And then Ryan Presley, familiar with some of the guys, but he is brand new. It has been a whirlwind of a day, so it'll be fun for him to get to know some of these guys over the next couple of days, and we're all about to go on the road together, so we'll all get to know each other.
Yep, definitely bond with your teammates a little more when you're on the road, travel, stay in the same hotel. And A.J. Hinch excited about both acquisitions.
Yeah, he really is. Like you said, A.J. being an ex-catcher and having a guy who can catch and throw like Maldonado is going to be a lot of fun to have back there. But I think you talked about it yesterday about the fact that Maldonado's got to get to know these pitchers a little bit. He also has to understand the game plan that the Astros go out there with. He's faced it, but it's another thing to go out there and catch it and apply it to the teams you're facing.
AJ saying Maldonado will get the start tomorrow, catching Lance McCullers in his first Astros start. Came on as a pinch hitter last night, ended up with a sacrifice fly in his first appearance as an Astro. And then Ryan Presley is the guy who's going to add to that bullpen depth and be probably a guy you'll see in the later parts of games.
Yeah, I talked to AJ today and I said, you know, I was a little shocked to see the consistent velocity from Presley. And that AJ also spoke to that, also saying not only does he throw hard, he's got a pretty good spin rate. The Shiner Sea Salt and Lime spotlight is going to fall on Ryan Presley. You can see the numbers on the bottom. In 51 games with the Twins this season, a 3.40 ERA. But it's the strikeouts that you were thinking about when you think of Ryan Presley. 13 strikeouts per 9 innings is a very good number for a guy coming out of the bullpen. And you know the Astros love talking about that swing and miss. But we talk about spin rates all the time. It's a spin rate on the fastball and the curveball for Presley that make him effective.
Ball off the glove of Jurado. Nice play by Andrews. 3 ground ball outs. The young 22-year-old from Panama with a 7-pitch inning. With a personal message that will line Champions Walkway at Minute Maid Park. For details, visit astros.com/bricks today. Astros and Rangers on a Saturday night. We had the 9th sellout of the year last night. This one looks like it's every bit as filled as it was last night. In fact, this crowd got in a little earlier last night. A lot of people coming from work. Took them a couple of innings just to get in. There were long lines at game time.
Got to get here early. Justin Verlander on the mound. Catch that first inning and see how he's doing. But it's also a game of adjustments, and they adjusted and got here early.
Carlos Tocci leads off for the Rangers in the 3rd inning and takes a strike. Verlander has been very consistent with those first pitch strikes tonight. Tocci played last night in center field and had a couple of hits, also reached base 2 other times. Only time he was kept off the bases was a nice defensive play by J.D. Davis on the backhand side. Initial plan with Delano DeShields being sent down was that Tocci would get some regular work in center, but only 3 games for Delano at the AAA level, and he is right back and active with the team today. We'll see how that plays out for the Rangers. Tocci on the ground towards short. Bregman gobbles it up. 1 away. First out of the game other than a strikeout and Stassi throwing a runner out trying to steal. Justin Verlander with 5 strikeouts of the first 6 outs. Here's Shin-Soo Choo. Choo, one of those strikeout victims, 34th time he has been struck out in his career by Verlander. Another fastball and a first pitch strike for Verlander. 9 out of 10 first pitch fastballs for JV. Did mix in the slider a little bit more in that first inning. On the ground, Marwin is there, down to a knee. A couple of ground outs this inning for 2 quick outs.
It's going for efficiency this inning.
Here's Rougned Odor. Odor with a base hit his first time up. Just his second in 24 career bats against Verlander. Verlander with those 5 strikeouts, not only approaching Tom Glavine, but he also passed his teammate Garrett Cole. He's currently 3rd in the American League in strikeouts. Cole came in with 186. Verlander now up to 188. Ball ripped into the crowd. And it's 1-1.
That made Verlander flinch. Rougned making sure everybody's all right down there.
That was just beyond where the netting ends at the end of the dugout.
Where Julia normally hangs out.
Yep. Kind of a reminder, though, when you think back to last year or years before, where there was no netting there, that there used to be line drives right over the dugout and even less reaction time the closer you are to home plate. Happy to see those changes made during this past offseason in baseball.
Yes. I'm not sure how you lay off that, and I've told the story before. Sometimes you get in there as a hitter and the pitch is so good that you just have no answer for it, and you take it and hope it's called a ball just off the inside corner. That is a pretty filthy slider at 88.
Just a piece to stay alive. It's still 2-2. Astros playing the Rangers tonight, then tomorrow afternoon, and that will be it. The Rangers and Astros started the season in Arlington, and now they'll wrap up the season series before the month of August. Despite the loss last night, the Astros have dominated this series this year, winning the Silver Boot with a 12-5 overall lead against the Rangers. Base hit the other way. Odor. Now the ball gets away from Tucker. Odor trying to go to second, and he will be safe. It'll be a single and then a misplay in left field by Tucker. allowing Odor to get into scoring position. Rubda down 2 for 2.
Good piece of hitting by Odor again. Up and away, just go with it. Not trying to do too much in that 2-strike count. Just boxed by Kyle Tucker. And Odor hustling, gets into second base.
I'll bring up Elvis Andrus. Andrus takes a strike. That was the second error charged to Tucker in his young career. That one pretty routine, just clanked off the heel of his glove. Verlander and Stassi have had a little issue getting together on the right pitch the last couple of batters. So some long look-ins from Justin, and now he's going to regroup again.
Man, we've seen this a couple of times with Max Stassi and Justin Verlander. A runner gets out there at second base, and Verlander has some signs that I think are creating some issues. But we've seen Verlander step off a couple of times and try and reset the signs with Max Stassi to make sure they get on the right page. But using that visit to go out there and make sure that they're on the same page, it's always a good thing.
Foul to the plate. Verlander ahead 0-2. Rangers have had at least one hit in each inning. The early 1-0 lead. Texas led the entire game last night after jumping out with a second inning run. Andrus tries to hold up and does. 1-2 the count. Slowly hit towards third. J.D. Davis comes in, makes the strong throw to retire Andrus, and the Rangers in the third inning. One hit, one man left on base.
Progress. Good news today. Fielding grounders on the field. That's really been the next step for him as he's been hitting in the cage, doing some running, but trying to hit on the field and field those grounders. That's where he wanted to get. So fielding the grounders today, like I said, and AJ said he had the most energy that he's had since they even shot him down earlier. He started all this, guys, right before the break, thinking he was going to have a rehab assignment, but they shut him down. He wasn't feeling 100%, so they slowed him down a bit, started it again, and he's much better and very happy about the progress that he's made here recently. He's going to do the exact same thing tomorrow at 10:30, and then they're going to establish a timeline, hopefully with a rehab assignment included in all of that. So not too far. And Jose Altuve out of the lineup again, been dealing with that right knee soreness, and that's been for some time, not just the last couple of days, but it was starting to really bother him, causing him to limp. So he was pulled from Wednesday's game, day off again today. We'll see how it feels tomorrow before they make a decision on if he's in that lineup. TK.
All right, Julia. The first game played without Jose Altuve was last night. Astros playing game 105 last night. Altuve played in all of the first 104 for the Astros until last night. Here's J.D. Davis facing Ariel Jurado, who so far has not allowed a base runner. Jurado making his second major league start. Has retired the first 6 batters, the last 5 on groundouts. And another ground ball. Guzman gloves it. Flips to the pitcher covering. And there's one away in the third. The Astros upcoming schedule presented by AT&T Entertainment. The Astros home for just this 3-game series. That's the entire homestand. Then they head to Seattle after the game tomorrow. 3 games with the second place Mariners Monday through Wednesday, an off day in LA, and then a weekend series against the Dodgers, followed by 2 in San Fran, as all 5 pitchers in the starting rotation will get a chance to hit on that next road trip.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. 5 National League games. Will A.J. Hinch be able to work Evan Gattis in there?
Not able to in Colorado. Had just 1 pinch hit appearance in the 2 games at Coors Field. AJ looking right into the sun with Max Stassi batting in the 1-1 count. Another ground ball. This one short hop picked by Beltre. That is now 8 in a row sent down by Jurado in the last 7 on ground ball outs. Jurado had allowed at the Double-A level this year more hits than innings pitched. 107 hits in 101 2/3 innings. But so far today, he has retired all 8 Astros.
Gave up 6 hits in 4 2/3 innings. His only big league start this season against the White Sox.
Mentioned 2 starts ago he faced Corpus Christi. They had 7 hits in 6 innings against him. His previous time against Corpus, they had 11 hits in 5 innings against this right-hander. Here's Kyle Tucker, opposite field, foul ball out of play. It's 1-1. Tucker with the biggest hit of his young big league career in Colorado, 2 RBI triple. Part of that 10th inning explosion. Really the only inning the Astros have done anything offensively since leaving Anaheim. There's been a quiet few games for the Astros offense, including just a couple of earned runs scored against the starting pitchers in Denver against the Rockies before that 6-run outburst in the 10th inning. Two and 2 the count. Kyle Tucker, 21 years old, facing the 22-year-old right-hander. To center field, Tochi going back. He'll have room. Puts it away. First 9 retired by Jurado. We head to the 4th in a 1-0 game. 2018 season tickets now on sale. Fans who purchase season tickets enjoy immediate benefits, including guaranteed 2018 postseason priority access. For more information, visit astros.com/season tickets or call 1-877-9-ASTROS. Justin Verlander heads to the fourth inning with a 1-0 deficit. Facing Adrian Beltre, he struck out Beltre to end the first inning. One of Verlander's 5 strikeouts. It'll be Beltre, Joey Gallo, and Ronald Guzman. Verlander ahead 0-2. Justin was AL pitcher of the month for the month of May. Broken bat, base hit into left field. Well, Beltre delivers an 0-2 base hit. Rougned Odor had an 0-2 base hit back in the first.
Gallo coming up. We'll take a look back at his last AB, going pitch by pitch. Couple of fastballs early to get ahead 0-2. Joey Gallo finally catches up to that one. So Verlander makes the adjustment, tries to get the chase, and then throws the better one. 81-mile-an-hour curveball to get the swing over the top from Joey Gallo. Some interesting numbers on Joey Gallo are the contact rates for him. His in-zone contact is at 69.7%. The major league average, 83.2. It's amazing.
That ball's hit hard to right field, but Reddick is there, makes the play. Gallo hits the ball on a line, but Reddick playing deep right makes the play rather easily for the first out.
It was a center cut fastball that Joey Gallo squared up. You're just happy the launch angle wasn't high enough to get out of here. They're MD Anderson strike zone. Joey trying to lean back, and that was a center cut fastball. Verlander knows he got away with one.
Beltre looking back at Justin saying, I'm not running anymore. Some bad hamstrings. Should know better.
Yeah. As often as we see Verlander pick over, you wonder if he can't fight the urge. You just got to throw it.
And you gotta love Beltre. He's having fun with the game, as he always does. After Justin's pickoff attempt, he became a runner, trying to take that little extra secondary lead. Justin knows he's probably not going anywhere, but you're right, it kind of becomes part of habit. Or he just wanted to mess with AB, who knows. Breaking ball misses to Guzman. It's 1-1. Guzman has struggled lately. His last 5 games, 3 for 22. Struck out his first time up. Made his big league debut earlier this season here at Minute Maid Park. So he feels pretty comfortable coming back here for the 3rd time this season. Feels so comfortable he got in a dance off with the Astros mascot Orbit before the game.
Did a pretty good job at it too. Finished him off by doing the splits.
It was well played on both ends.
Yeah, 1-0 Ronald Guzman.
2-2 the count. Astros down 1-0. The Rangers own all 5 of the hits in this game. Verlander has had to work out of the stretch for a large majority of this game. Swing and a miss. Guzman goes down. That is 6 strikeouts for Justin Verlander and 2 outs in the fourth.
2 strikeouts for Guzman, both of them on fastballs elevated in the zone. Fastball just jumps out of Verlander's hand.
Guzman, a big man, but those elevated fastballs Verlander challenging him with, resulting in back-to-back strikeouts. Here's Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Falefa, 5 hits already and 6 at-bats in this series, including a home run his first time up. Kiner-Falefa, quite a story for the Rangers. He's a kid who was from Honolulu, went to Mid-Pac High School, wasn't even recruited by the University of Hawaii. Had a little bit of a partial scholarship to San Jose State when he was drafted and decided to sign as a 4th rounder for well under the normal slot money for that spot. And he's never been really high on the Rangers prospect list. We didn't hear much about him before this season. And here he is on the scene, not only since early April, since the second week of April playing, but he's had a nice year for them. He's won the Heart and Hustle Award, which hardly ever goes to a rookie. Now he's catching in addition to playing on the infield for the Rangers. And it's always had the battle against the odds, and it continues to outwork people and make a name for himself.
And he's got Justin Verlander in his book now.
How about that?
Hit that slider in that first AB up into the Crawford boxes. And it's one thing to be a utility guy and be able to move all over the ballpark, but he's an added element by being able to catch.
With the injuries earlier this year to Andrus and Odor, Falefa had a chance to play at the big league level for the first time. Nobody was sure how long he would last. Not sure if anybody expected him to still be here heading to August as Reddick comes in, and that'll be a hit. Falefa now 6 for 7 in the series. Reddick tries to throw behind Beltre, who gets in. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa has more hits than the Astros team in this series.
That stung a little bit, Todd.
Sorry, just stating facts. He has twice as many hits as he does names. Is that better? Here's Willie Calhoun.
One of the few hyphenated catchers in all of Major League history.
Here's a called strike. It's a mouthful when Austin Bibbins-Dirks pitches to him with that battery.
Man, oh man.
Well, Verlander has allowed 6 hits, 5 singles, and the home run. Here's Willie Calhoun with a strikeout his first time up. And it's 1-1. Solely hit towards short. Bregman has to hustle. J.D. Davis kind of runs into him and safe at first base. Bases are loaded. Bregman may have been interfered with a little bit by his teammate, and that allows everybody to be safe.
I don't believe there was contact, but there was still an effort by Alex Bregman after he catches this ground ball to avoid J.D. Davis. It was almost as if he was bracing for impact, didn't get it, and then had to make the throw. Justin Verlander can't catch a break. Should have been the 3rd out of the inning.
Instead, the bases are loaded, and Verlander facing the 9-hitter Carlos Tocci. He'll ground one towards third. J.D. Davis makes the play to second. And that will do it. The Rangers with 3 hits in the inning, but do not score a run. It's still 1-0.
Ball brought to you by T-Mobile. Ex-teammate Vladimir Guerrero back up there in the Big O doing some damage. This is pretty much a nightly occurrence for Vladdy. Taking Tom Glavine almost out of the ballpark to right field and then standing up on that curveball and going oppo taco. That was the first career home run in 1996 for Vladdy, getting called up from Double-A, where we just won the Double-A championship for the Harrisburg Senators.
Thing I noticed in those highlights, those were all pitchers' pitches.
Yeah, everywhere. Pitch, I mean, in, out, up, down, off speed. Pitches in, he's going the other way with. He was unpredictable and just as good as he was at hitting pitchers' pitches, he was also very good at hitting some awful pitches. Off the plate, in the dirt, and just getting knocks on him and driving him out of the park. There we go.
George Springer deep to left center field. That ball's gone. George Springer ties it up on his 18th home run of the season. And we're all knotted at one.
Vladimir had a nickname called the Impaler. That ball was impaled by George Springer, lighting this crowd on fire, trying to get things going for this Astros offense.
Jurado turned around to watch that pitch on El Grande, and he saw that he left a breaking ball up to Springer, who knew what to do with it. Well, the Astros finally have a base runner. Doesn't last on the bases very long as he trots around them, and see if that'll get this offense going. Oh, Bregman takes one inside for ball one. A lot of Bregman fatheads over there on the third base side. And a called strike.
Talk about hit probability a lot. You're going to love what George Springer's hit probability was on that one.
Extreme.
Can't get any better. Going back to George's swing. A little bit of a hanging slider curveball. 85 center cut. George steps on it and then leans back on it, getting the barrel through there, launches it at 108.7 miles an hour off the bat. Estimated 434 feet. That is a 100% hit probability.
Here's Josh Reddick taking a pitch outside for a ball. Springer with 3 home runs since the All-Star break. George is really scuffling going into the break, but it seems like he is back into his early season rhythm. Josh grounded back to the pitcher his first time up. Rangers with 7 hits, Astros with 1 hit. Neither pitcher has walked a batter, and we're tied at 1. Reddick frustrated with himself as he pulls one on the ground to the second baseman, and Odor makes the play for out number 2.
Just to add to the book of Vladimir Guerrero in 16 seasons, career .318 average, almost 1,500 RBIs. He was a 9-time All-Star, an MVP with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, and won that Silver Slugger 8 times.
You caught up with him last year in Anaheim, right?
Oh man, I ambushed him and gave him a big old hug. I was so proud of him. He's been such a good teammate and such a good guy. You know, there's certain guys you're really proud of in some of the stuff they do, and you just look forward to seeing him again. And that was, we were in town the day that they were, I believe, retiring his number or honoring him at the Hall of Fame for the Angels. And he was in the press conference room right behind our booth. Went in there, we sat down, chatted it up a little bit. His English has gotten much better, which is awesome. But now he's all about his son. That's even more fun to talk about, is that even with all his accolades, he's extremely proud of what Vlad Jr. is doing.
You know, the hands of Yuli, and he pops one into shallow left. Elvis Andrews, the shortstop, puts it away. But we're tied at 1 thanks to George.
Springer dinger. Seeing the ball good. Finally got on the board with a knock and a run for the Houston Astros. Hopefully that leads to more.
In by the Baseball Writers Association of America. Chipper Jones with the highest percentage of votes. Plummer just mentioning Vlad Guerrero, Jim Tomei, and another former teammate of Blum's, Trevor Hoffman.
Yeah, a lot of contemporaries going in there. It's a unique time. It's kind of fun to see because, you know, as proud as you are to see these guys go in and knowing that they deserve the honor to be in the Hall of Fame, while you're playing against these guys, you hated them. I couldn't stand Larry Jones.
Fly ball into left field. Kyle Tucker is there. Well, Chipper with those home runs, just one ahead of where Adrian Beltre is now. And all those years of success. There's a lot of Atlanta Braves from those same teams that are in the Hall of Fame now.
Yeah, there are. They've got the pennants back in Atlanta to prove it too, why they were so good, because they had Hall of Fame players on there. And I just kid about Larry Jones. But I really respected him being a switch hitter and doing as much damage as he did in his career. He was actually a fun guy to play against. Could have a good conversation with him.
Here's Rougned Odor. Odor 2 for 2 against Verlander. Owns 2 of the 7 hits. Then you've got Tomei, who's always been one of the best power hitters and one of the great guys who ever played the game.
Yep.
Boy who used to close games seemingly on a nightly basis in San Diego, Trevor Hoffman.
I just hope he's wearing shoes when he gives his induction speech.
Might go flip-flops?
Yeah. I mean, he is complete San Diego. He might have fully suited up with a pair of flip-flops.
That'll be tomorrow, the induction ceremony. Those 4 that were voted in, and then the Veterans Committee also announcing that they have selected both Alan Trammell and Jack Morris. They will go into the Hall of Fame tomorrow as well, as Rougned Odor has a 3-0 count. Odor normally doesn't draw a lot of walks. He's been doing a better job this season. Counts 3-1, not 3-0. And he drills this one to center field, sending Springer all the way back. He's at the track. He leaps it. He can't quite get there. It's off the wall. Odor's going to head to third. Tucker's going to play this ball in center field. Odor's being waved around. Here comes a throw by Bregman. He is safe at home plate, inside the park home run.
Texas Rangers answer George's home run with some excitement. That is without Towles Hill out there in center field. George had a beat on it as he jumped up, preparing for impact. Just missed that off the tip of the glove. It's good to see him bounce up, but with that ricochet off the wall, that's what leads to that home run.
Odor with his 8th home run of the season. Now 3 for 3 against Verlander. The Rangers regain the lead 2-1. Last time that happened against the Astros in the regular season was a Ranger as well, as Delino DeShields had one in Texas against Dallas Keuchel September 25th last year. Rafael Devers also had one against the Astros in the ALDS at Fenway Park. Now it's 2-0 on Andrews.
Good morning. Come on, Justin.
Well, going into this game, that's why you never know in the sport of baseball. If you went into this game saying in the 5th inning, one pitcher will have allowed 8 hits and be approaching 80 pitches in the 5th, while the other pitcher is through 4 and has allowed 1 base runner, you would think Justin Verlander's off to a good start against a young pitcher in Jurado, but the script has been flipped a little bit tonight. Jurado's been dealing, and Justin has given up 8 hits, including that inside the park home run. There's a strike call. The count's full. The 8 hits represent the 2nd most allowed by Verlander in an Astros uniform. the ground, nice backhand play. Davis gets up, and with Andrew's speed, he's able to beat it. The ball gets past Yuli Gurriel and into the Astros dugout, which will give Andrews an extra base.
Odor knew he got it good, but did he get it good enough to get out of here? Kind of in that half trot, and then he realizes it doesn't leave the ballpark, but bounces away from George. Turns on the Jets, decides to head for home and makes it.
I think the only chance they could have made that play is if Stassi was in front of the runner.
Yeah, but you can see where that ball bounced. If he would have caught that out in front, that would have been the only chance. But he would have had to have gotten out there quickly to do that. I don't think he was set up to catch that where he wanted to.
0-1 the count to Adrian Beltre. The 9 hits now match the most allowed by Verlander. Also against the Rays on June 30th, the most allowed as a member of the Astros. It's a Rangers team that had 13 hits this year against Verlander in 4 starts in 26 innings. And tonight they have 9. Beltre has 4 hits in this series. He is 4 for 7. Andrews on second, infield hit and an error on J.D. Davis. Second error of the game charged against the Astros. The shallow right, Marwin goes out. Josh Reddick though is there. Puts it away for out number 2.
RBI Baseball 18 is available now. Manage your dream team in franchise mode, plus get weekly stats, roster updates, and more. Learn more at RBIGame.com. Rated E for everyone.
Verlander last 2 starts has gone 6 innings each of those 2 outings. 92 pitches his last start against the Angels, 91 against the Tigers prior to the All-Star break. He's approaching 90 pitches already tonight in the 5th inning. Facing Joey Gallo, who is struck out and lined out to right. Last night the Rangers were able to knock Dallas Keuchel out after 5 innings with 102 pitches. Two and 0.
Hot cold zone on Joey Gallo. Amazingly enough, for a guy his size, likes it up and in. Then a little bit off the plate. Kind of explains the contact rate in the zone that we were talking about earlier at 69.7%, well below the major league average.
Even with 2 home runs in this game, 1 for each side, and 1 was an inside the park home run. So I guess 3 home runs, 2 that have gone over the wall and 1 that was an inside the parker. Still the hardest hit ball of the night was the Gallo line out his last time up. Hit a ball on the line to Josh Reddick in right field. Verlander down in the count 3-0. Gets a swing and a miss. Now a called strike, and the count's full.
Challenging Joey Gallo. 3-0, 3-1 with the fastball. Probably do the same thing here. 3-2.
Not get him to chase, just missed off the upper part of the zone. Gallo draws the first walk for either side of this game. Now Verlander will face Ronald Guzman. Drops the breaking ball in for a strike. Guzman has struck out a couple of times on a high fastball both times. Just the fourth time Verlander has started out a hitter with a breaking ball the first 24 batters. And he's ahead of Guzman 0-2. Rangers have a hit in every inning and have 5 base hits in the last 2 innings. Not used to seeing Verlander nearing 20 pitches per inning through 5. Things were going well earlier this year. He was right around 15 and change per inning. Tries to get Guzman on the 0-2 fastball, and he fouls it away.
Yeah, the Rangers are doing a good job of not chasing out of the zone. They're just above Major League average as far as chase percentages, which is kind of unique as much as they strike out. But they have a tough time normally against velocity and spin. But they battled here today, putting some good ABs against Justin Verlander.
That's the pitch that was able to get Guzman the first 2 times. Wouldn't chase there. It's 1-2. Bullpen is going to start moving around a little bit here with Verlander pitching in the 5th inning, his shortest outing of the year. The 5-inning game against Tampa Bay on June 30th. Well, Harris beginning to loosen up in the Astros bullpen. Not sure if we've seen bullpen action with Verlander pitching in the 5th inning. If we have, it's been very rare. But 98 pitches. Swing and a miss. Guzman goes down for the 3rd time. Stassi will make the throw to first. And the Rangers score a run. Strand 2.
B. We've got video proof that Evan Gattis in 2015 lit up Major League Baseball for 11 triples. He had 3 in the month of July. What I love is some of these are even stand-up triples. He's also made the comment that he was a little disappointed when he saw the ball bouncing away, knowing he had to go the extra 90 feet. But it might have been because of the smaller beard.
The year-by-year triples makes no sense.
Barely notice it.
What? 11 of his 12 career triples came in one season alone.
He was very aggressive that year.
Matched his number with those 11. This is the anniversary of the third of those 3 July triples. I guess I have to believe it at this point, having seen all the video proof.
I would say we gave you a couple of shots of a couple of them, not all of them.
Yeah.
But at least 3 of them.
It's got to be one still in there at some point for Evan. Counts 1 and 2. This kid's been good. 22-year-old making his second big league start has allowed just 1 hit. Ariel Jurado, 22-year-old, just recalled from AA Frisco. His lowest hit count of any game he pitched of at least 5 innings at AA this year was 5. There's a ball ripped to Adrian Beltre, hit hard by Evan Gattis on the 2-2 pitch, but caught by the Rangers' third baseman.
Just poor location by Gattis. Hit it hard. A little bit off the end of the bat.
Here's Marwin. He grounded out his first time up.
Got to give Jurado some credit. Just grabbing the baseball, checking out what Connor Falefa is giving to him, and coming right after these Astro hitters.
Yeah, his pace has been good from the start. Gets the ball, gets the sign, and goes. And the Astros just haven't hit many baseballs hard. That was a well-struck baseball by Gattis, resulting in an out. And now he's going to mix in the changeup a little bit. Threw that changeup a lot in that first start against the White Sox. We haven't seen as many changeups tonight.
Only the 5th one.
Threw as many changeups as 2 seamers almost last start. And he gets Marwin swinging. That is the second strikeout for Jurado, his first since the opening batter George Springer, and there's 2 away in the 5th.
Executing nicely. The changeup down and away for the swing and miss, and then the slider down and in for the swing over the top to get Marwin Gonzalez. He's doing a great job of staying down in the zone. Not too many pitches elevated up out over the plate.
There's J.D. Davis. He bounced out his first time up. J.D. into right center field. Tochi is there. Makes the catch for the final out of the inning. Another 1-2-3 inning for Jurado.
on who is this Astro? 27th round pick by the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Gold Glover. And in quotations, broke the baseball. Who am I? If you know who that Astro is, make sure you tweet your answer to @ATTSportsSW and make sure you stay tuned for later in this ball game, and we will let you know if you are right or wrong.
Got one.
Nailed it.
New pitcher for the Astros, 6th inning baseball, 2-1 game. Will Harris takes over.
44th appearance for Will Harris. Probably didn't expect to get up this early in the game with Justin Verlander on, but here he is in the 6th. We saw him yesterday go an inning with a couple of strikeouts, throwing 11 pitches.
Tonight matches the shortest outing for Verlander in an Astros uniform, 5 innings. Also matched the most hits allowed by JV as an Astro with 9. Those same numbers were put up against Tampa Bay in the final start of June, and now in his final start of July. Verlander leaves down 2-1 after 5 innings. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa responsible for one of those runs. He hit a home run his first time up. Kiner-Falefa has 6 hits in this series. He is 6 of 7. Guy wasn't even in the lineup last night until right before the game. Down in the count here, 0-2.
Good take.
Bull back out there after facing the Rangers last night. Struck out a couple in a 1-2-3 inning. Astros 1 hit tonight, 5 hits last night. Matches the total for that guy Kiner-Falefa in this series. No, Justin wasn't at his best tonight, but it's another night where limits the other team to 2 runs in 5 innings, and he doesn't get any runs scored. Just 1 run allowed. 1 base runner allowed by a guy making his 2nd big league start. Called 3rd strike. Kiner-Falefa. Somebody able to solve him as he goes down looking for the first out of the 6th inning.
Yeah, it's amazing that you can talk about Justin Verlander and be disappointed that he's given up 2 runs.
Right.
But it seems exaggerated here at home because the Astros offense, you hate to say non-existent, but when they have as many hits as one guy on the opposing team in 2 games, it's not a good thing.
No, in Verlander's 2 starts against Texas at home this year, the team has scored a total of 2 runs now in 3 games. They had scored 1 in his loss to Bartolo Colon on April 15th. Didn't score any in his loss on May 11th in a 1-0 game. And today they've scored 1-on-1 hit. Two 2-0 the count to Willie Calhoun. Calhoun reached on an infield hit his last time up. He's 1 for 2. Short hop try by Marwin. It gets under his glove into right field. Calhoun reaches with 1 out.
Houston Methodist is going to bring us some of our league leaders in the lowest ERA in first 32 starts with any team. Vida Blue on top with Oakland with a 1.85. Just down that list is Justin Verlander with a 2.00. Tied with Roger Clemens when he was with the Toronto Blue Jays, and that is since 1944. And that includes postseason numbers where Justin Verlander stepped up big.
Last play is going to be ruled an error on Marwin Gonzalez. That's 3 errors on the Astros. It's kind of an in-between hop that ate up Marwin. Carlos Tocci down in the count 0-1. Astros starting the night with 44 errors committed, the fewest in the American League by 5. So a very unusual night in which they've committed 3 errors, one by Tucker, one by J.D. Davis, and now one by Marwin. The Rangers, on the other hand, coming into this game, had committed 82 errors. Almost twice as many as the Astros, but the defense for the Rangers tonight has been solid, while the Astros have struggled. Will Harris gets a strikeout. That's 2 strikeouts in the inning for both outs. It's Tochi swinging. 9 strikeouts overall, including Verlander 7.
Good job by Will regrouping after giving up that base runner on the air to get the strikeout.
Now Will will go after the top of the order in Shin-Soo Choo. I think what this crowd needs is a couple of hits bunched together. There's a big group here tonight. It's a sellout. Just looking up in the upper reaches of the upper deck. But they frankly haven't had a whole lot to cheer about. They've had the one Springer bomb. A little rally in the next half inning wouldn't hurt. Get this crowd going and get this energy level up a little bit, because it's been pretty much all Rangers tonight in terms of number of hits.
Completely. Usually it's the Astros stringing together walks, base hits, getting on base on errors, taking advantage of mistakes. And that's when things are going good, when A.J. Hinch's club can go out there and get 1, 2, 3 guys on per inning. Usually they come across with that big hit. But it's just bizarre here in the last week or so to see 1 hit total, 2 hit totals, through 6, 7 innings.
Smith warming up in the Astros bullpen.
Maybe it's the dog days right now for him.
Off the glove of Harris as he knocks it down, and Will makes the play to first. Good job knocking it down and retiring Choo. Works around the error and leaves 1. Only 1 base runner for the Astros, and they've committed 3 errors. H-Town Wiggy trying to get things rolling. This sellout crowd needs something to cheer about. Let's see if they can get some base runners here against Ariel Jurado, making his 2nd big league start. And he has been better than any other start his entire season, including 16 starts at the AA level. Back Stassi will lead things off. Stassi grounding out his first time up, and now he'll send one towards the wall and left, and that's falling quickly. That'll be a base hit. All the way to the wall. Stassi with a leadoff double. Let's see if that'll get things going for the Astros in the 6th.
It is definitely a start. And the interesting thing about Ariel Jurado and what he's going out there and doing is he's thrown 50 fastballs against the Astros, and the Astros now have 2 hits in the 62 pitches. So really not going out there trying to trick anybody with stuff that he's got. But the Astros are looking to try and square him up.
And there's a line drive caught by Guzman. Bad luck for Tucker as he picked on a first pitch fastball and hit it hard. First pitch changeup actually, and hit it hard, but at Guzman for the first out.
Off the end of the bat, you can see it on that Mattress Firm Supermo. It's going to have to hit it a little bit higher to get over that large human down there at first in Ronald Guzman.
There's George Springer. He's accounted for the Astros' only run. George hit his 18th home run of the year in the 4th inning.
Do it again.
Broken bat towards left, coming on Calhoun. He'll get there for the out. Springer flies out to left for out number 2.
It's tough to tell sometimes on TV the movement that a guy has. And you can tell there is a little bit of arm side run, that 2-seam action from Jurado. But to be able to get in a guy's kitchen at 92, 93 miles an hour, you've got to have some pretty good movement. He's going in there with purpose, starting it on the inside corner, but just that little bit of run gets in off the label of George Springer. The way you combat that is you either try and stay further inside and really lead with that knob and create a little bit of lag with that barrel, and once you get inside the baseball enough, then you release that top hand and the barrel comes with it to try and square it up and stay up the middle. Or you just go ahead and get the barrel out there crazy quick and start yanking that thing hopefully into the Crawford boxes.
Bregman is grounded out and popped up. Alex takes one inside for a ball. It's 1-1. Opening double by Max Stassi, but he has not moved off second. A line drive out and a fly out. Astros with just 2 hits, making Jurado work out of the stretch for the first time in this inning. And 2-1 the count to Bregman.
Got a feeling that Alex is a little annoyed right now. Been a while since we've seen him absolutely drive a baseball. He did it a couple times in Colorado. But again, that 2-seamer just tying up right-handed hitters. Even a guy that's been going as well as Alex Bregman has. Could be a little bit of deception too. Sometimes you can get tied up on 92 if you're not reacting to the baseball early enough.
51 out of 68 pitches, 2-seamers.
Wow.
Just 3 4-seam fastballs tonight. Try to get Alex with the slider that misses. It's 2-2.
And I'll give Jurado credit too. A lot of these pitches have been down in the zone. He hasn't made mistakes up. The one he did was that hanging slider to George Springer that he obliterated.
Ball's hit high and deep to left field, hooking, and it's foul. Bregman, home run distance a little quick.
You're exactly right. He wants to do damage. He understands this is a relatively big moment, but just got a hair too quick on that slider that stayed up. Talked about the mistakes. That was one of them, and Alex just got a hair too quick, and he knew it.
Alex is seeing a lot of pitches in this AB. Just missing a go-ahead home run 2 pitches ago. Up and in, Alex Bregman draws a walk. That extends his on-base streak to 29 straight games. And puts runners on first and second with 2 outs for Josh Reddick. Out comes pitching coach Doug Brocail.
I believe this is just an opportunity for Doug to go out there and give Jurado a breather.
Are you the ultimate Southwest fan? Louisiana, July is your month to show your spirit. You're running out of days. Use hashtag UltimateSWFanLA on Twitter to show us, and you could win a jersey and a VIP experience. So tweet now and win big. Ariel Jurado, after the meeting on the mound, will face Josh Reddick. He's retired Reddick twice on a comebacker and also a ground out to second. Reddick was visibly frustrated his last AB. See if he can get things turned around here in a spot with 2 on and 2 outs. Takes a pitch way outside with a fastball. It's 1-0. First bullpen action of the night for the Rangers. Jose Leclerc warming up.
Imagine Josh is mentally thinking about trying to find a pitch he can go into that left center field gap with.
Catches the edge, says David Rackley, the home plate umpire. It's 1-1. Ryan Presley has been warming up in the Astros bullpen. We could see the Stros debut of the latest acquisition next inning. Wearing number 55 after wearing 57 with the Twins for the last 5 years. Two-one pitch, popped in the air, left center. Calhoun over, makes the play for the final out of the inning. 2 left on. We head to the 7th in a 2-1 game. Rooms to go. Great styles and great prices during the summer sale going on now. Buy Jack in the Box. Try the $4.99 Jack Spicy Chicken Club combo with toasted sourdough. And buy Nissan. Innovation that excites. George Springer's accounted for the only run against the Texas Rangers today. Ariel Jurado threw 6 innings and gets a handshake from his pitching coach Doug Brocail on this 2-1 lead. We head to the 7th in the Astros debut of Ryan Presley.
Recently acquired from the Minnesota Twins. 51 games with the Twins. He has 47 2/3 innings pitched, 69 strikeouts. He throws hard, averaging 96 miles an hour on his fastball, has a power curveball and power slider. The slider comes in close to 90 miles an hour.
Throws that curve a little more to lefties and that slider a little more to righties as he faces Rougned Odor, Elvis Andrus, and Adrian Beltre. Nice introduction for A.J. Hinch into his Astros career, facing the middle of the lineup for their rivals from Texas.
Why not?
Should see a lot of them as he is under team control through next season. This is to Odor. It's 2-0. Odor came into this game 1 for 23 in his career against Justin Verlander. And today he was 3 for 3 against JV, including an inside the park home run, which is the difference in this game. Came on a 3-1 pitch with 1 out in the 5th, and now he's got a 3-0 count here. Odor used to be one of the most aggressive hitters we would see in the league, and he's had a couple of 3-ball counts now his last couple of at-bats. There's a strike. Chase that 3-1 pitch. It's now a full count.
That's what we're a little more accustomed to. But swing and miss rate highest this season in major leagues. Ryan Presley up there at 37.1%. Some big names on that board.
That's the who's who in the American League amongst elite relievers. That ball's hit well to right field, and this is going to be gone. After an inside the park home run, Odor goes over the right field wall. A 2-home run game for Rougned Odor, and it's 3-1 Rangers.
Three-2 slider after getting the swing and miss on a fastball up and away. Pretty easy decision.
Andrews swings at the first pitch and pops it high in the air. Springer puts it away for the first out of the 7th. Odor with a 4-hit game and a 2-home run game. Here's Adrian Beltre. Beltre 1 for 3 tonight. Julie was talking about the additions to this team earlier, with Martin Maldonado coming over the day before, and then last night Ryan Presley acquired by the Astros. And what have you learned about Mr. Presley since he's been here?
Well, we know he's proud to be from the state of Texas, with the state of Texas tattooed on his back. He said, so I'm good. Also, his fiance's from Houston. So she was in Boston with him last night, and he felt things were getting a little strange. He felt something was coming as far as the trade goes with what was going on in that bullpen. But his wife, or excuse me, his fiance, meanwhile, was getting tons of text messages and phone calls, and people very excited with the chance that they might be coming to Houston. So a whirlwind for sure for him, especially this day. Them both getting up early, heading straight here, him getting to the ballpark and having meetings. We didn't even get a chance to talk to him until a little bit later, almost it was after BP, which is a lot later than when we usually talk to players. So he had a lot going on in his first day as a Houston Astro.
I grew up not too far away from where the Rangers play in Arlington. Beltre swings and misses, and Presley has his first strikeout as an Astro. 2 outs in the 7th.
Staying down and away. There's a slider at 91 miles an hour, better located than the one he threw to Rougned Odor.
A lot of years in Minnesota for Presley, now joining a new organization, making his Astros debut. And after a leadoff home run by Odor, Presley able to retire the next 3 as he gets Gallo to ground out to end the 7th. 7th inning stretch. Rangers lead 3-1.
Trying to remind everybody that the Astros can hit it home. We saw it in September and October when it really counted last season. In that time, they went 18-3 with a 5.6 runs per game and 32 home runs. We haven't seen too much offense here of late at home, but there is still the potential for a team like this to break out. And we definitely saw it last year. All through the postseason, some electric wins, a lot of power, and some timely hitting. But I think I speak for most fans when I say that we would like to see that happen here pretty quick.
Yeah. Never gets old looking back on just the utter, pure, raw joy, only from the players, but especially the fans here at Minute Maid Park during the 2017 postseason. Hopefully a lot of those memories will be made again in 2018 as the Astros trail 3-1 heading to the bottom half of the 7th, and Jose Leclerc takes over.
Hard throwing Jose Leclerc in 38 games, 2.45 ERA, 53 strikeouts in 36 2/3 innings pitched.
Willie Gurriel pops up the first pitch he sees. Guzman comes in, but it's the catcher who makes the play. Kiner Falefa puts it away for out number 1. Falefa had been an infielder his whole career, shifted to catcher a couple of years ago in the minor leagues. Just as an extra position to pick up. Here's Evan Gattis. Gattis lined out his last time. He's also grounded out. Astros were limited to 2 hits tonight by Ariel Jurado, by far his best outing of the year in 18 starts. 16 at the AA level and 2 at the big league level. Jurado goes 6 innings of 2-hit, 1-run baseball.
Only threw 76 pitches. That was highly efficient.
Against this team, he was throwing a lot of fastballs, getting ahead of the count. The Astros have not been swinging the bats very well since the All-Star break overall, and more specifically, the last couple of series against Colorado and now the Rangers. Leclerc's throw is low, and that'll allow Evan Gattis to reach. Leclerc threw low to Guzman, who couldn't make the pick, and Gaddis reaches.
Leclerc did a good job of bouncing off the mound to make the play, but staying on his knees threw a BB on the ground to Guzman, who was unable to pick it up. Man, that was a seed.
I think Leclerc had more time than he realized. He may have been able to stand up and still make that play.
I agree.
Here's Marwin Gonzalez. Evan Gaddis will be credited with a hit.
All right.
Marwin has grounded out and struck out. The Astros don't have many hits. They'll take them any way they can find them. Just the third hit of the game. Towards second. Andrew steps on the bag and turns a double play. That is double play number 102 the Astros have hit into this season, the most in the big leagues.
A trip to the press box, Todd's chair, dugout, scoreboard, and more. Visit Astros.com/tours to book your tour today.
We head to the 8th inning. Astros have never led in this series so far. The Rangers winning last night 11-2, leading 3-1 tonight, and Tony Sipp comes on to take over in the 8th.
Tony Sipp also pitched yesterday. Came in, gave up a couple of hits. Struck out one through 24 pitches. And in 30 games, he has a 1.75 ERA.
We'll face Ronald Guzman, the number 6 hitter in the Rangers lineup. Ryan Presley pitched the 7th inning, allowed 1 run on the solo home run by Rougned Odor. Will Harris, another solid outing against the Rangers today. Now Tony Sipp, the 4th pitcher of the night for the Astros. Lefties have been the specialty this year for Sipp. He's been very effective getting left-hand hitters. He's ahead of Guzman 1 and 2. Guzman struck out 3 times against Justin Verlander. 3 of Verlander's 7 strikeouts. Lefty's now 5 for 42 against Sip on the year as J.D. Davis puts it away for out number 1.
It is time to name that Astro, brought to you by Nissan. We gave you a couple of clues earlier. Did you get it right? Who is it? New guy. Martin Maldonado, Angels pick in 2004. 2017, he won that Gold Glove for the Angels on an April 18th. An infield hit on a ground ball where the cover was ripped off the baseball.
Tore the cover off the ball.
Going all Roy Hobbs on it.
We'll learn a little more about Martin Maldonado in our Astros Live pregame show tomorrow. Pregame starts at 12:30. Julia will have a little interview with Martin Maldonado. Here's Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Struck out against Will Harris's last time up, but 2 for 3 today and 6 for 8 in this series.
In this series, he is Ted Kiner-Falefa. But back to Martin in that April 18th. Guess who's pitching? Charlie Morton. That's a heck of a play right there. What is this? It's unbelievable. I'm not quite sure how to explain that, TK.
As a third baseman, what would you have done?
Maybe taking a bite out of it. I don't know. It really would have affected my spin rate going across the diamond. I know that.
Pedro Alvarez tried to make the throw across and just couldn't get anything on it. Line drive to right field. Josh Reddick makes a diving play. Start the woos in Houston as Reddick makes the defensive play of the night.
Took a 5-star play in my book to finally get Kiner-Falefa out. You got to have a pretty good jump and a pretty good attitude about throwing your body out there to try and make a play, and that's exactly what Josh Reddick did. Kiner-Falefa couldn't believe it. He was waiting for the replay, but that is a legit catch for Josh Reddick.
You can see the spider, the Spider-Man undershirt sticking out. Here's Willie Calhoun.
He wanted to say underoos.
Underoos, undershirt. All works with Reddick. Calhoun with a 2-0 count is 1 for 3 tonight. Infield hit, reached on an error, and also struck out. That ball's hit well to right, and this one will not be caught by Reddick. Off the wall. Josh will hold Calhoun to a single, though, as he gets the ball back in quickly.
It's pretty impressive that that much of the baseball came flying off.
At this point, Alvarez is like, I'm going to throw it like I normally do, but no chance.
Yeah, there's a little bit of drag created.
Checked up nice on the green.
Sure did.
Delino DeShields has taken over as a pinch runner. Shields undoubtedly will stay in for his defense and will have to be watched as a possible stolen base threat here with Carlos Tocci batting with 2 outs in the 8th. Tocci 0 for 3. Shields has stolen 18 bases for the Rangers this year. Just called back up from AAA Round Rock. 2 for 12 in 3 games at the AAA level.
It's been a rough year for Delino.
Similar to Jake Marisnick, the offense hasn't been there, but he has saved runs defensively on many occasions for the Rangers. Leaning on the 2-0 pitch, but he stays, and Tochi sends one into right field. Easy play for Reddick, who made a great play earlier in the inning, and it's a 3-1 game headed to the bottom of the 8th.
We have the results from tonight's Chevy Stroh poll. Thanks for voting and following. We asked, what do you predict the Astros will do as we approach the non-waiver trade deadline? 70% of you think there's going to be at least one more trade. It's very interesting as the Astros have been very active already so far this weekend. TK?
All right, Julia. Astros looking for the offense to get going as they trail 3-1 in this game, and they face a new pitcher, the left-hander Jake Diekman.
Jake Diekman's got a pretty good left arm coming out of that bullpen for the Texas Rangers. Pitched in that Oakland series. The last time he did, pitched relatively well. Went an inning, had 2 strikeouts, did so in 11 pitches.
It's only 3 hits tonight. Julia, what did AJ see so far in the last few games with this offense that hasn't been its normal self?
Yeah, we haven't seen it be normal since the All-Star break, right? Neither has AJ. He said the swing selection hasn't been good since they've come back from the break, starting to really chase hits. We've heard him say that a lot, but they've got to swing at better pitches. And, you know, what they were hoping against Jurado, who pitched well tonight, they were just hoping that they wouldn't chase, they'd stay in the strike zone, didn't get much done there. But he is hoping for those back-to-back at-bats where they have positive results. And so if they can't get it done here, you know, that's what they're going to try to build on and get back to, because that's the team we saw that first half do so well. They started to build good at bats, and they would just feed off of each other, and that's how they put up those big innings, and we have not seen that lately.
That's the case. It's normally the conga line effect with this team. When things are going well, Blummer, we see this team bunch 4 out of 5 hits or, you know, 3 hits in a row. We just haven't seen that rally rolling through any of these recent games.
Yeah, it has not been contagious at all. It's been contagious in the wrong way as guys are unable to continue to get on base 2, 3, 4 guys an inning like we're accustomed to. There's been a little more tentativeness.
I was going to say there's a little bit of the pitch selection Julie was talking about, a 1-1 pitch that may have been outside, and now JD's down to the count 1-2. New outfield for the Rangers. Joey Gallo shifts from right to left. Carlos Tochi from center to right, and Delano Shields, one of the best defensive outfielders, is now in center. So now it's a 2-2 count on JD, who is 0 for 2 tonight. And 11 for 58 on the season, approaching the same number of at-bats he had last year when he had 62 with the Astros. Just a piece to stay alive. Well, tough as it's been for the offense recently, and certainly in this series, they have trailed the Rangers for the entire series, tied it up at one point tonight. But in the bigger picture, when you think back to last year when the Astros won their second most games ever with 101, this year they're on pace to set a new mark for the most wins in franchise history. You know, sometimes you get a little spoiled around these guys.
Yes, you do.
Foul tip caught by Kiner Falefa as J.D. Davis goes down for the first out of the 8th.
Again, those splits at home on the top, they're 32 and 22. Still a good record. On the road, they've been absolutely electric with 35 wins and only 16 losses, but it's that run differential between home and road, which is amazing. 5.6 runs per game. But even 4.4 is nothing to be shy about. They're that much better on the road. Just the inconsistency at home, I think, is probably the biggest thing that really sticks out, because we have seen them explode for some big outings, big series, but then all of a sudden we see them just completely flatline.
And obviously the Astros playing without the middle of their order the last couple of nights. Jose Altuve's missed 2 games in a row. Carlos Correa has been out of the lineup for more than a month now. But at the same time, this is a team that you expect, with their depth, still able to get the job done, but they just have not been generating much offense. Stassi down to the count 0-2. So last year 101, 101 wins. This year, even with the loss last night, 67 and 38. You know, when you and Julia started that first year, you guys were broadcasters for this team. The team lost 111 games.
Oh, yeah, they did, in dramatic fashion.
And here we are. We've all worked together now for 2 seasons. We're almost at the 2/3 point of this season after a full year last year. And they still haven't, if you add both seasons together, they still haven't lost 100 total in those 2 seasons.
So are you blaming this on Julia and I?
No. I had my share of 100 lost seasons with the Rays.
Thank you for pointing that out. Yes.
I know what that's like.
Yeah, we've all been through it, but it still puts things in perspective, saying, you know, that the process works. They are now at a point where they win baseball games, and we are spoiled with the way they play the game.
I was going to say, this is where we, as well as everyone watching and loves Houston Astros baseball, need to really enjoy what's happening right now, because it is so hard to do, and this is kind of the time to be an Astros fan and just really take it all in.
Stassi hits the ball well, but lines out to Gallo and left for out number 2.
Watch the Astros your way by downloading the AT&T Sportsnet app from iTunes or Google Play, or visit AT&TSportsnet.com to stream on your computer. Log in with your cable account and you're all set. Available for those with an AT&T Sportsnet, with AT&T Sportsnet in their TV subscription. Blackouts and territorial restrictions apply.
Here's Kyle Tucker. Tough lefty to face here in Diekman, the way he comes from the first base side with that slingshot delivery. And he misses a Tucker 1-0. Last year 61 losses, this year 38 losses, so combined 99 losses. Still 12 shy of that first year, that 111 loss season that ended up being on the license plate of the GM Jeff Luna. That was eclipsed by a new license plate with 112 wins last year, including the postseason. Well, Tucker not chasing, and Diekman has fallen behind 3-0. Astros have had 4 base runners today, a home run by George Springer, a double by Max Stassi, a walk to Alex Bregman, an infield hit by Evan Gattis. Rangers bullpen really struggled in that last series against the A's, trying to hold on to a 3-1 lead here. And Diekman gets a called third strike on the outside corner. Tucker goes down for the final out. Diekman strikes out 2 in a 1-2-3-8. Sportsnet is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. And by McDonald's. I'm loving it. The nascent stages of the life of the Houston Astros, the 8th wonder of the world. Tomorrow's going to be a special baseball basics show here between the Astros and the Rangers. We'll have some special guests along the way, talking about the history of the Colt 45s and Houston Astros. Mike Acosta, Larry Durker, Art Howe, all expected to join us tomorrow to talk about the history of this franchise. Hector Rondon takes over in the 9th in a 3-1 game.
Good numbers for Hector, coming out here to get some work in and keep this game right where it's at, facing the top portion of this lineup.
Top of the lineup is Shin-Soo Choo, Rougned Odor, and Elvis Andrus. Choo 0 for 4 tonight. Just recently had a 52-game on-base streak snapped. Alex Bregman, with reaching base tonight, has now been on base in 60 out of 61 games. Rondon takes over for Tony Sipp. Sipp ended up with a shutout 8th inning. He is the 5th pitcher, is Rondon of the night for the Astros. In the shift on the right side is Alex Bregman. Choo now 0 for 5. And the first out of the 9th inning. While the Astros have won the overall season series and had that wrapped up before this weekend set started, Rangers have played much better against the Astros here at Minute Maid Park. As Rougned Odor with another base hit. Odor with his 5th hit, trying to go to second, and he will be safe at second base. 2 home runs, 2 singles, and a double for Rougned Odor. 5 for 5.
He's feeling it. If he'd have just stopped at third on that inside the park home run, he'd have the cycle.
High game for Rougned Odor with those 5 hits. Had a 4-hit game back in 2014, his previous high. Now Elvis Andrus with a base hit to right. They will not challenge Josh Reddick, and the throw is over the cutoff man, and that allows it Andrus to go to second base. Everything going the way for the Rangers right now as they put runners on second and third with 1 out. Every Sunday home game at Minute Maid Park is Kroger Family Sunday. Bring the whole family out to the ballpark for a family 4-pack that includes 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 sodas starting at just $70. Visit Astros.com/Sundays for tickets and information. Good work being done by the Astros RBI baseball teams in the Southwest Regionals. They are taking place this weekend in Austin. Astros girls softball team playing in the championship game tonight as Adrian Beltre takes a pitch for a ball. The junior and senior boys teams playing their championship games tomorrow at Dell Diamond in Round Rock.
Winners will advance to the RBI World Series in Minneapolis in August, so best of luck to those teams. Great job so far. Keep it up.
All 3 RBI teams competing, getting to the championship game. That is stellar work by the Astros reviving baseball in the inner city teams. 1-1 to count as Hector Rondon facing Adrian Beltre with the infield in. Astros trying to keep this game at 2 runs. And it's slowly hit. Bregman will have to make the throw home quickly. Safe at home plate is Odor on the slow chopper by Beltre. And the Rangers now lead 4-1.
There's a great jump from Rougned Odor. Going on contact with 1 out in the inning. And having that ball not hit very hard didn't help out Alex. Alex literally did everything he possibly could to get that ball to Stassi quick enough to get the tag on him. It was just a good jump and good speed from Rougned. Pretty good slide too.
Fielder's choice and an RBI credited to Adrian Beltre. Beltre now with 1,675 career RBIs. 26th on the all-time list, and it's 4-1 Rangers. Here's Joey Gallo. Gallo 0 for 3 with a walk. Rangers with 2 more hits this inning have 13 hits tonight. They have had at least 1 hit in every inning except for the 6th. Will Harris pitching that 6th inning and essentially getting 4 outs. Willie Calhoun reached on an error, and Harris able to get the other 3 batters. Rangers came into this series off a 4-game sweep at the hands of the A's at home in Arlington. Jeff Bannister's team was 1-6 on that homestand. And they had some real issues in their bullpen in that homestand, but in this series they have taken it to the Astros. This ball is drilled deep to right field. Forget about it. Joey Gallo unloads on a 3-run home run. And the Rangers breaking this one open, now lead 7-1. Gallo's 26th home run of the year. And the Rangers scoring 4 runs in this inning.
That's the occasional thunder you're going to get from Joey Gallo, especially on 97 down the middle.
Chopper past Rondon. Marwin off balance throw on the money. That is the second out of the inning. You never know in a game of baseball. Justin Verlander against the Texas Rangers had so much success this year in his career. Looking for career win number 199, facing Ariel Jurado, making his second start of his big league career. And it allowed more hits than innings pitched at the AA level. And tonight it was Verlander getting hit around for 9 hits in 5 innings, and Jurado allowing just 2 hits in 6 innings. And the Rangers have really done some damage in this series, outscoring the Astros 18-3 in the first 2 games of the series. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa has been a big part of that. 2 hits today, 4 hits last night. He grounds one to Marwin. That'll do it for the Rangers in the inning, but they add 4 to their lead and take a 7-1 lead into the bottom of the ninth.
Energy. George Springer with that solo home run in the 4th inning. Counts for the only run today for the Houston Astros. Is his 117th of his career. Will be leading off this 9th inning against the Texas Rangers. And this is the matchup that TK's been waiting for.
Really?
The Bibbins-Dirks, Kiner-Falefa battery.
Austin Bibbins-Dirks and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa.
8 games this season for Austin, 2-3 record. 39 innings, 27 strikeouts.
Rangers did have their closer Keona Kela warming up at the beginning of the 9th inning, but just like last night, the Rangers tacking on a lot of runs in the 9th inning. Last night the Rangers added 5 to their lead in the 9th. Tonight they add 4 to their lead. out hitting the Astros 14-3 and lead this game 7-1. Springer 1 for 3 with that home run. And a called strike. Astros coming in with the second best record in team history after 105 games. Second only to last year's squad, which ended up winning 101 games. But after game 105 last year, the Astros really struggled. 2017, the month of August was not kind to Houston. They won just 11 games and lost 17 before the jolt that was the acquisition of Justin Verlander at the end of August propelled them to a 20-win month of September and October, and then pushed them into the World Championship run in the postseason. Here's Alex Bregman after the base hit by George Springer. George has 2 of the Astros' 4 hits tonight. Good to see George start to come around with the bat. Bregman reached on a walk. He's 0 for 2. That gets away from Kiner Falefa. So the hyphenated combination of Bibbins, Dirks, and Kiner Falefa, a little meeting on the mound after that wild pitch. A lot of letters on those jerseys.
Yeah. That was some serious work.
Alex just missed giving the Astros their first lead of the series his last time up. He hooked one foul down the left field line, home run distance. Final inning of Ariel Jurado's outing, and he just missed giving the Astros a 3-2 lead on a long foul ball. Now Alex with a 3-1 count. The last thing Bibbins Dirks wants to do here is put the first 2 runners on, so Alex could have a pitch to drive as Doug Brocail gets the bullpen moving again.
Yeah, he does not want to see this Astros offense come alive here late and quick.
High fly ball, deep left field. Bregman bids for a home run. Gone! Alex Bregman, number 22 on the year. And the Astros down 7-3.
Start trying to put a charge into this Astros offense late. First 2 hitters in this inning score.
Quick stare.
Gotta love it.
Here's Josh Reddick. Alex extends his career mark to 22 home runs. He and George Springer have accounted for the 3 runs tonight for the Astros. Springer's 18th and Bregman's 22nd, and now Keona Kela warming up again. Josh not expanding the zone. It's 2-0. Bibbins Dirks struggling this inning. Base hit and a home run. Now 2-0 on Josh Reddick. Pop up, foul territory. Now it hits a rafter up there, and that'll keep Josh Reddick's plate appearance alive. That would have been an out. but it hit a support beam up there on the roof. And a good break for the Astros.
Got a little help from the roof.
Dirks made the catch, but if it hits in foul territory, it's a dead ball. See if Josh can take advantage of an extra opportunity here. Took a pitch inside and pulled it foul. It's 2-2. Counts full. Love to see the Astros keep putting base runners on just to see what happens. This is a Rangers bullpen that has really been giving up runs since the All-Star break. They've allowed a total of 40 earned runs in 30 2/3 innings since the break. This ball's driven to right field. Back is Tochi. He's on the track, makes the play for out number 1.
We'll go back to Alex's home run. Try to challenge him in. Alex goes down and gets it. Didn't even get it all that good, but he knows here at Minute Maid Park, you can get some loft under this baseball and some exit velocity. It's going to carry long enough to get into those boxes. 355-foot home run.
Here's Yuli, who's 0 for 3 tonight. Takes a pitch outside. Yuli has a streak on the line. He's hit in 11 straight home games. Will be for his first hit tonight. 1-1 to count. Astros trailed by 2 coming into this inning. They've scored 2 in this inning. The problem is the Rangers scored 4 in the top half. As Yuli fouls one off his foot, it's 1-2.
Alex Bregman continuing to put up some good numbers this season. 56 extra base hits now. He is 3rd in the American League behind Lindor and Jose Ramirez of Cleveland.
Now it's 14 home runs his last 36 games since the middle of June. Alex has taken his home run total from 8 to 22 since mid-June. Yuli not chasing, the count's full. Dirks has thrown a lot of pitches. Not necessarily a lot of quality pitches. 18, 9 in the zone, 9 out of the zone. And he gets Yuli Gurriel there. Yuli with an 0 for 4, second out of the ninth. I'll bring up Evan Gattis. Gattis 1 for 3, given a hit his last time up on a ball that Leclerc threw into the dirt, allowing Gattis to reach. On the ground to short, Andrus is there, and the Astros will lose their 3rd consecutive game, and they have lost the first 2 games of this 3-game series to the Rangers. The 3-game losing streak matches the Astros' longest of the season. Rangers out hitting Houston 14-5 tonight and wins 7-3. Ariel Jurado with his first major league win. We'll have more, including the post-game show, coming up around the corner.